Awesome. Game of the Year time. I have 40 games right here. I have 40 games. I'm not going to read them out. Uh, I could. Yeah. Classic Let's Fight a Boss style. I got 40 games. We're going to cut each one by one until we get the 2023 Game of the Year that I played. These did not come out in 2023. The games are Armored Core 6, Astro's Playground, Baldur's Gate 3, Potato, Cult of the Lamb, Daemon X Machina, FF7 Remake, Fire Emblem Engage, God of War 2018, Grapple Dog, Hi-Fi Rush, Gravity Rush, Liberation Maiden, Mom Hid My Game, Monster Hunter Now, Monster Hunter Rise, Monster Hunter World, New Super Mario Bros. 2, NGU Idol, Parappa the Rappa, Pizza Tower, The Quarry, Ridge Racer Type 4A, Risk of Rain Returns, Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix, Roller Drone, Sonic Frontiers, Spider-Man Miles Morales, Spider-Man 2, Suika Game, Mario Wonder, Tears of the Kingdom, Wario, 5 WarioWare games, Witch Bolt, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed DLC. Alright. First cut is gonna be not a lot of bad games this year. Fuck it. First cut is New Super Mario Bros. 2. It's the coin collecting one on the 3DS. I hacked my 3DS, by the way. Mario Bros. 2, write that down. I hacked my 3DS, got to play a ton of awesome games because I hacked it, but this game sucked. It's just like collecting coins and the platforming's not inventive at all. Really weird that it's out on 3DS because I feel like the 3DS, I know that it was like Wii U era Nintendo's Dark Ages, but the 3DS had a lot of experimental games, and this game's just a dud. It's just literally some dried up scat you see at a hike that you know is from a rabbit. There's nothing interesting when you go to investigate it. You know it's rabbit shit. So number 40th cut goes to Nintendo. Thanks, Miyamoto. Do I? Oh. Number 39, Cult of the Lamb. At a first glance, I thought I would hate this game because it had that Hell of a Boss, Helltaker, Has Been Hotel art style, but when I played it, I liked the art style. What I hated was the gameplay. Most of it was very shallow progression loops that do nothing inventive. The town building is boring. I just can't get my town to look the way I want to in my head because the game just won't let me. And the combat, I was like, the whole time I was like, okay, let's get a new weapon. Let's get a spear weapon. You know, nice to see a spear weapon, but there's not a lot of weapon variety. There's probably 5 weapons. In terms of a Metroidvania, the things you pick up on a run aren't major abilities. Like if you pick up Hades, a lot of the stuff you get during the run changes your moveset, and you have to go through a different build. There are no builds in Cult of the Lamb. You just kind of get 2 options, and you pick which one is gonna do more damage. Honestly, that's how I played it. And going further in, art style is the best part about this game. Presentation, music, sound, a lot of heart put into that, but the game is half-baked. And furthermore, when you think about like a make your own cult, because I like it, the upgrade, I do like the progression systems. The cult skills that you get are cool and well thought out. Somewhat, they're not fully well thought out, they're just good upgrades, the bare minimum for a good upgrade. And like, if you're making your own cult, I feel like there's a lot of potential there for different builds. What kind of cult do you want to be? You want to be like religious cult, sacrifice cult, and they have those options, but it all just kind of morphs together, where you feel like, I don't know, there's no build variety. It's a roguelike with no build variety. What are we doing here? Okay, so that's number 39. That felt good. I felt also when I got to the end of the game, right? So the whole time you go through the doors and it's like sacrifice followers, okay, to unlock it, and you can see those numbers from the outset when you're going in, right? This was like one of the few games on the list I didn't beat. And so you go up to the final door, you beat the 4th dungeon, you're like, oh my god, we're going to the final boss. You walk in, it says you need 20 followers to sacrifice. If, like me, you thought you went into that door and it was, you don't have to do a follow requirement. You know, you've sacrificed followers. I had probably 8 followers at the end of my game, because, you know, at the final dungeon, I'm like, alright, I can sacrifice a few followers, and then I just lost some. And then the game's telling me to grind, and at that point, there was nothing new for me to see in that game. Like, I'd probably seen everything the game had to show me, probably like 5 to 6 hours before that, but at that point, I knew there was nothing waiting behind that door to impress me. The thing for 2023, if like 2022 was like my games are so good, storytelling techniques. Why is nobody writing academic papers about this? Games are art, man. Games are true art, and the way you interact with them just provides for a different experience from beyond film, books, and music. That was me in 2022. 2023 is games are cool. A lot of the games I think are cool, and they have good stories, but like they're just good games. Like, this is a gaming list, you know. I haven't looked at my 2022 list. Probably after I record this, maybe I'll go back and reflect, but games are cool. A lot of the games I played this year are cool. Oh, forgot to add this to the list. Fortnite 2023 review. There we go. That's another game. 7 minutes and 2 cuts. Jesus. Alright. The number 38th cut will be I'll give it to Suika Game. Suika Game is new to me. I got it a couple days ago for $2 on the eShop, and it is a fun puzzler that takes me back to when I would play mobile games in my bed before on Friday nights in middle school before I had football games the next day because I couldn't sleep. So I like to listen. I specifically like to play this Snoopy Endless Runner, this Peanuts themed Endless Runner that played jazz music in the background. And when I heard the jazz music in this game, it brought back a lot of those feelings. And it's just a good puzzle game. It's like Tetris, but it's not Tetris. It's a good time. And then my caveat for that was if I do Suika Game, because I think I'd like playing Suika Game more than the next game I'm about to cut, but actually, nah. Fuck it, yeah. Okay, next is a game called NGU Idol. This is an idle game. It's one of the best idle games I played, but at the end of the day, it's an idle game. You know, it's just numbers to click, numbers to go up. You know, someone with a lot more money, you know, instead of putting NGU Idol on their list, on this list they put their Robinhood account or their E-Trade account or maybe their crypto balance. It's just all about watching the numbers go up. And it was awesome. But the real use for this game was like a Pomodoro study technique. You do the 20 minutes on, 5-minute break, 20 minutes on, 5 minutes break, and NGU Idol was the perfect 5-minute break game. Once that alarm would hit, I'd go in, click all my numbers, and then, I'd still have time to scroll Twitter for like a couple more minutes. And yeah, that was the best. As a homework aid, as a motivator, NGU Idol. Because it just releases the dopamine. It helps. It helped a lot. Number 36. Number 36. Fuck. Oh, fuck. I already forgot to cut. I forgot to cut a game. Oh, dude, Okay. I'm gonna cut Witch Bowl. I forgot to cut this earlier because it just kind of missed my sight. Witch Bowl is another game I didn't get till 3 days ago. It was like a $2 Switch game. I got it, rolled credits. It's a platformer, but instead of an auto-scrolling screen, your character is automatically moving. You play an eye, and you just gotta guide it in directions, and you can stop. Incredibly tense platformer for me, because you can just skip the enemies and the levels, but if you skip the enemies, you won't get the gems. So a lot of the tension was, do I have enough health to even begin to try to engage this enemy? And by the end of the game, it was pretty hard. It got way harder than I thought, but I beat it quickly. It was like 2.5 hours. If I was more of like a platformer collector person, and there's also a game kind of like Witch Bolt Grapple Dog that has gems and items and coins in its stages, but Grapple Dog is fucking awesome. And Witch Bolt is kind of it is a solid 2 hours, and if you feel the need to beat a game and you want to beat a game quickly, you play Witch Bolt, which I needed because I like to beat my games. 35. I still have some like low tiers to get rid of. Next up is going to be a 3DS eShop exclusive created by, published by, or made by Suda51. No. Published by Grasshopper Studios. Grasshopper Studios. Yeah. What was the most interesting thing about this one was it was on the 3DS, and it was kind of before Kid Icarus Uprising, so it was like an on-rail shooter where you flew. Instead of the Kid Icarus Uprising sections where it's on rails, you could actually fly around the level and engage in different parts, and there were side quests, and that was cool. It's a short-ass game. Probably one of the shortest games on the list, but whatever. What was I gonna say? One of the shortest games on the list, but it was like cool. It was cool. It was cool to look at, cool to play. Shooting was fine, but I think it had that thing where it was I should have played it before this because it's been months, but I think it was where you hold the 3DS and you use the stylus to aim. Yeah, it was something like that. I thought that was interesting because it was before Kid Icarus Uprising, and that's like a goat for me, that game. So yeah, it's cool. It's Grasshopper Studios. I don't have any more comments on it. 34, dude. Is it time? No. I'm keeping Mom Hid My Game on here for as long as possible. I'm keeping it on here for a while. I can start. Alright. Next is gonna be WarioWare Snapped. So, again, I hacked my 3DS over the summer, played a lot of shit. WarioWare is amazing. WarioWare is like one of my favorite games ever now, or game series ever now, and I play a lot of them. And the thing with WarioWare Snapped is, say the so WarioWare Snapped is I'd be looking at my cell phone a video on camera, kind of like right now, because I just have my iPad facing me, and then I would have to hit a pose or do something like this, you know, and that would be like the micro game. It'd be like like, just squeeze your hands, you know, and yeah, it was like a cool gimmick, but it was, for WarioWare, it felt a little gimmicky, and it was one of the shortest WarioWare evers with the least micro games and stuff to do. A good time nonetheless, you know. So, number 33. Okay. Okay. There's like a section down here in my notes that I just haven't touched, and there could be a lot of games that go far. Okay. Dude, my shit already. Alright. It's. Alright. And as. No, yeah. And as we close out this kind of like first 7 games, I feel like I'm sad to cut this one because this one was for the little guys. You know, this next game, Mom Hid My Game, is a puzzle game where you just kind of click on items until you find a 3DS or like a game. It's a game console, and you tap it, and so the mom takes it. But spoiler alert: at the end of the game, you know, you get to the last puzzle, and it all takes place in a house, kind of in the same background, same design the whole time. But at the end of the game, it's a time skip, and the room's all dark, and there's trash everywhere, and you're moving everything around looking for the game, wondering where to find it, and then you find it, and then you look in like a mirror, and it reveals that the protagonist has been a shut-in his entire life playing video games. And the end of the game, the mom finds the game, or he gives it to his mom, and he comes outside of his room, old, fat, and disgusting. But he is ready to start his new life. And you know, we get on our moms about hiding our games. I've never had it happen to me, but I'd be pissed. But, you know, sometimes you just gotta put the game down. So at number 33, I'm putting Mom Hid My Game. And also, even for a puzzle game, to kind of just hit a story beat out of nowhere and have it like impact me and make me feel something, you know, know, speaks to the beauty of simplicity in games, you know. Because Cult of the Lamb, it's not simple. It's like 5 different half-baked games. Too many progression systems. Joseph Anderson on YouTube said, progression systems are a plague on modern gaming, and hearing that kind of lifted the veil for me, you know? Like, yeah, we really don't need progression systems. Like, what's a good game without a progression system? It'd be like a good game. Journey. Boom. Alright. At number 32. Yeah. Yeah, okay. This isn't a little guy, but it's a little game. I'm gonna cut Monster Hunter now. This is the Monster Hunter mobile game that came out for iPhones. It's like Pokemon Go with Monster Hunter, and I've had a passing interest in Monster Hunter growing up. I used to rent Monster Hunter 3 from the library when I was in middle school. I had the demo, which I played a lot, but it never really clicked. It still hasn't quite clicked, but, you know, I've rolled credits on Monster Hunter now, and then, you know, this is my thing with Monster Hunter games. I roll credits, and then I stop playing. I don't know. I'm not the gears just aren't turning. One day. But Monster Hunter now, like for a month, like, because all mobile games for me, have a lifespan of at most a month. There's a month where I like them and I play them, the good ones. You know, most mobile games don't even get a lifespan of 30 minutes of my attention. But the good ones, they have a month, right? And so, Monster Hunter now is cool. It had the Pokemon Go effect at first but not strong, because no one cares about Monster Hunter. There's no way we could recreate it on such a societal level as with Pokemon Go, but Monster Hunter now, I got it, and then I was grinding, and I wanted more stuff, so I said, fuck it, I'll go for a walk, and I did, and I think that is the most beautiful thing a video game has ever made me do, is go outside and go for a walk, while also being able to grind mats. And so, number 32, Monster Hunter now. 31, I'm looking at 1. Okay. Okay. Before we enter the top 30, I'm going to cut Xenoblade Chronicles, Future Redeemed, and I'll just kind of wrap all of the downloadable content from that game into this eulogy for this, because, you know, it's not a full game, so I'm not gonna let it get too far, but it is better than the rest of these games and better than some of the games to come, but it is DLC. So, like, what Future Redeemed is what I feel like everyone who was a Xeno fan wanted Xenoblade, or thought Xenoblade 3 was going to be before it was revealed. It's like all the characters and they're old and they're fighting. It's the last chance to save the world and they're old and some of them are dead and here are their kids and here's all the locations from the old games and it was all that, and it was stellar.